Hey, what's up everybody? This is Damron. We are on the final mission, the Pillar of Autumn of our Halo Reach legendary speedrun, trying to complete the campaign in under 3 hours to get the Keep Your Foot on the Pedrogas Achievement. So we are on the final level. This is a very difficult level to get into part-time. So let's go ahead and get moving forward. We're going to jump down this hill here and we want to assassinate this elite right here. Sometimes he'll get startled, sometimes he won't. Sometimes he'll hang out and give you a problem, but nonetheless we need to get that concussion rifle from him. That is very important for later in this mission. So we're going to grab that concussion rifle and we're moving on. As soon as we grab it, just keep to the right hand side, go ahead and jump over here, and it looks like we're going to move into this room and grab a DMR, and then we're going to sprint out and grab a mongoose and head out. So quickly we're just moving through that. Okay, now this mission is very challenging to get part-time on legendary difficulty, but if you've been following my guides, you know that all the part-times add up to 2 hours and 35 minutes. So we have a 25-minute buffer, as well as some of the earlier missions that we were able to complete well under par of time, like Nightfall. So you should have a buffer. So again, for this mission, you know, if you're just someone trying to get the achievement, I think 30 to 35 minutes is the range that you can probably shoot for. So once we're in our mongoose, we're going to head to the right hand side. We're going to stay all the way to the right, and we're just going to go straight. We're going to jump off of this ledge here, and we're just going to keep moving straight. We're not going to be taking the path, okay? We're just keep going straight, and you should be able to make it up here no problem. Stick to the right hand side and go all the way to the end, and now we're back on the path and we're heading forward. So you should be able to get to this tunnel in under 2 minutes, as long as you don't stop moving. Now moving forward, I just kind of blast through this right here, but you do want to hold up a minute somewhere. I was kind of just in speedrun mode, just kind of moving on, but you definitely need to hold up in this tunnel or the one before, because that phantom will light you up as you're trying to jump that bridge if you're too close. So you see me back off there, wait a second, and now I'm going to move forward. As soon as you jump over the gap, if you have full health, fine, you can take the path that I take. If you don't have full health, check the building to the right there. It does have a health pack in it. But once we get over here, we're going to head to the left hand side. We're going to jump on this fence here and kind of jump down the fence, and we can actually jump up onto this rock up here, and we're going to be able to jump over onto this roof. There is faster ways to get here, but that's the most reliable way and the easiest way. Once you get onto this roof, we're going to jump across this rock. We're going to skip that whole section. There's going to be a few suicide grunts down here, but more importantly, there's going to be 3 needle rifle wielding jackals, and we want to get all of that ammo. So we've got all of it now. If you can't see it, you could go ahead and activate your night vision. You can see how that brightens up the weapons a little bit, but I've gotten all 3. I have the ammo, so we're moving on, and we're going to sprint into this little cavern back here. And once we get back here, you're going to trigger a little cutscene by you can trigger it a little early if you jump up and kind of go up through this hole. As soon as the cutscene is over, turn to your right to this little chip in the wall. We're going to walk up, jump and shoot the concussion rifle at the same time, and then shoot one more time. Then we're going to jump on this outposting and just smash the A button. You're not going to land on that, but you want to be able to jump off of it. And now you can kind of walk along this ledge here and then jump to land as far as you can. As long as you do that right, you'll despawn all of the buggers in the second section. Now if you're aiming for par time, that is a huge time save. If you're having difficulty with that jump, then killing them in here is an option and taking your time. Again, if you have amassed a lot of extra time just from completing the other missions on part-time, again, this is a mission that you can take a little more time on because it is challenging to get the part-time on. Once you get up here, be sure you grab the bubble shield. That's going to be very important for later. And now we're heading into this large invasion map here, but we're going to be jumping down to the right, and we're going to head forward a little bit. And once you get to this kind of structure here on the right hand side, we're going to grenade jump up to this wall here, and we're going to go around this wire, and we're going to head across this bridge. Sometimes there's a Bob up there, and he was actually there but just straight disappeared, so I guess he can just disappear sometimes too. But we're just going to head across the bridge, head straight across through this gap where he was, and we're going to pick up an extra grenade right here. So we have 2 grenades, and we're going to head up the stairway to the left. The path that I take here is probably the safest path in order to get across all this gap without taking any damage, because we really don't want to take health damage kind of going into the next section, because the next section can be a little tricky just to bypass. You can get shot by some elites pretty quickly. So we're going to head all the way back to the left, and then we're going to cross this bridge here. And once we cross the bridge, we're going to go up this little conveyor belt, and we're going to cross that, kind of stay in the middle so you're avoiding damage from the left and the right. And we're going to go to the left here, and on the left hand side we're going to jump down, and we're going to go around here, and we're going to immediately go into this room. And there are some elites here, so it can be variable. So what I'd like to do is like to drop a drop shield or that bubble shield right there. That way I can head down this hallway without taking damage. I didn't take a lot of damage right there, but there are some scenarios where there are 2 elites in there that can just shoot you really quickly and actually kill you pretty fast. So you really do want to drop that bubble shield. Now heading into the next section, we're going to head straight down. There's a couple grunts right here. We're just going to take them out, and we're going to head all the way back. And all the way back, we're going to have this little container that we're going to jump on, and then we're going to jump from that container. We're going to jump across. You don't need to grenade jump here, but I do just because it's more reliable. And then you're going to, this jump right here is kind of challenging as well. I kind of put my bubble shield down, and I'll try to do it a few times, and if I don't land it by 3 or so times again, I'll just grenade jump. So that's a little tricky of a jump. Sometimes I hit it first try, sometimes I don't. If I don't waste time. I just grenade jump to go ahead and get up there. So I recommend, if you're having trouble with that, just grenade jump and don't worry about it. You know, don't waste the time just sitting there jumping. Either way, go up to that catwalk, and then you're going to jump as far as you can from that catwalk out. And by doing that, you're going to despawn all of the enemies in the next section, which is a bunch of skirmishers, jackals, and hunters. So it's really good to despawn all of that. So as you can see, we're going into this section, and there's no enemies. So another thing we want to do, we want to shoot the glass out under the number 3, and we're going to jump through that gap right there. And that's going to give us, sometimes it despawns the enemies in here. I guess I got a little too close to the door and they spawned anyway. Basically, the further you are away from the door, sometimes it won't, the enemies in here won't spawn, and you can set up, you know, you can take that time to set up a little bit. But you have to spawn them in anyway. You can't skip the enemies in this section. So we're going to take out all these jackals here, and then we're going to take out a few of the needle rifle jackals that are also above us and to the left. So we want to kind of be quick and accurate with this. Again, this is a challenging level to get part-time, so this is one of the areas where you need to be kind of quick. So we're going to take them out, and then we're going to move forward. So we'll juggle our needle rifle up a little bit. Again, there will be a sword wielding elite up here somewhere that is invisible, so be careful for that. We're going to go ahead and juggle our DMR and our needle rifle up, and as you can see, here's the sword guy running at you. Again, any enemy that's invisible generally has pretty low shields, so just keep that in mind. We're going to try to juggle our needler rifle up this stairwell here and kind of set it on the top, keep our DMR, head over to the left hand side where those jackals were up top, and grab a plasma pistol. Then out through the door, after you've killed everybody, is going to be 3 grunts and 1 elite. So I've killed 2 of the grunts, and now we're just going to kind of overcharge, noob combo this elite here, finish off the final grunt there. And now we're going to go back, and we're going to grab our needle rifle, and we're going to grab the concussion rifle. Those are the 2 things we need for the final section. So we've got our concussion rifle, and we're going to grab our needler rifle. One of the things you need to do, and make sure you do before you head through that door up there, because once you go through that door and the door closes, you can't come back. So before you go through that door, be sure you grab all of this extra needle rifle ammo. So we should be heading into the final section with full needler rifle ammo, and that's very critical, very, very critical. Okay, you do not want to miss that. So now we've got a full needler rifle ammo. We're going to head into the doorway. We're going to make our way through this, and we're going to come up to a room that's got some grunts in it and a jackal. So I like to just throw grenades at them. Just throw a bunch of grenades and hopefully take them out, and that way I don't have to waste really too much of my ammo. But one of this jackal here survived, so we'll take him out. I had to use 3 shots, no big deal, or 4 shots. So heading into the next section, we're going to head through here. We're going to go up through this doorway here. We're going to head out. There is a health pack back there on the wall. I'm not sure why I didn't grab it. That was kind of silly. But we're going to head this way, and this is a pretty tricky jump here, okay? We're going to jump here, and we're going to go onto this little railing here, put our left foot on the top. We're going to drop the bubble shield, and then we're going to crouch, and we're going to jump and fire at the same time, and then fire 2 more times to land up on this pipe. So again, jump and fire from the crouching position, jump and fire at the same time. Once we're up on the pipe, get up to the top area by a jump concussion shot. That's an easy one right there. And then once we get up here, we're able to use the MAC gun, and that's going to help us out a lot. One of the things you do want to do is you want to get get him out of the MAC gun, and then we're going to knock him off. The reason that you want to get him out of the MAC gun and knock him off is because if you don't knock him off, he may actually get back into the gun, and that's going to slow us down later. So you can kind of knock him through this gap here. Unfortunately, he won't really help you with any of the enemies. He just stands down there. So now the reason we got the needle rifle is we're going to super combine all these brutes. They don't have shields, so 3 shots should super combine and kill them. Now they do like to use their armor lock ability. If they do that, just stop shooting, and then when they come out of armor lock, then hit them with 3 shots and get that super combine. So we're going to stand up here, and what we're trying to do is quickly and as efficiently as possible, we want to take out all of the enemies. All right, there's a bunch of them, but the trigger for the next part is whenever there's only 2 enemies left. So this part is all about speed and accuracy. Okay, so we need to just focus on whatever enemies are available. I like to only really focus on the jackals whenever I can get a headshot, or I hope to get a headshot. Anytime I see a brute that's available, I'm going to try to get that super combine on them. The grunts are never really a big deal to focus on because you can really take them out really at any time. So while you're up here, just kind of focus on what's available to you. Keep scanning the map because it's all about speed. If you waste time, say when a brute goes into armor lock or a bunch of brutes go into armor lock and you're just sitting there waiting for them to come out, when you could be basically shooting at a jackal or shooting at some grunts somewhere else. So that's one thing you want to do. You want to manage your time here. You want to focus on taking down whatever's available to you so you can get through this section as efficiently as possible. So we're coming up on the end of the enemies, or I shouldn't say the end, but once it comes down to 2 enemies or less. So we got some grunts here that are running away. We'll take them out, and what your trigger is, as soon as you see that phantom in the background, that's your time to get into the MAC gun and take it down. So that way you're going to prevent all the enemies from that phantom dropping into the fight. Once you've taken that one out, what I try to do is actually kill this grunt that's in the turret of the phantom. Struggled a little bit this time, but once you take him out, if you take him out quick enough, then you can actually kind of look down as the enemies are dropping down and get a headshot on some of the jackals. But unfortunately I was a little slow, but there are 2 bigger enemies that we're not going to focus on. Okay, there's a shielded hammer brute and there's a shielded fuel rod brute. Our goal is to take down everybody else and leave those 2 enemies, again because the trigger for the next enemies to be dropped in is when there's 2 enemies or less. So we want to make sure that those last 2 enemies are the shielded fuel rod brute and the hammer brute. So we want to basically take down, there's like 4 jackals and 1 grunt. That's all we really need to focus on, and we just need to get them taken down as quickly as possible. Sometimes the jackals can be a little annoying, but again, going over to the right hand side and to the front is generally where you're going to find them. So just keep kind of going back and forth. There, we've taken out that grunt, and now I can see the next phantoms are coming into the fight. So the one in the distance that's the one we're going to take out first. So take him out and then immediately look left, and there's going to be another one to take out, and that's it. Now we just got to go kill the shielded brutes, and unfortunately I actually died a couple times from the fuel rod brute, so you saw my time kind of go up there a little bit. So that was unfortunate, but that's okay. We're still going to make par time. We're going to take this guy out with my residual concussion rifle shots. But once you take their shield off, you can hit them with a super combine to kill them pretty quickly. I like to get a plasma pistol for the fuel rod guy, but he was just giving me trouble. He actually killed me 2 times, and I was like, my gosh. So I'm like, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to run back to this building and grab a health pack. So that's what I did. I went here, and you can get a health pack from the middle level of the building that's in the middle section here. See how there's 2 health packs on the wall here. So I went ahead and grabbed that before I engaged him again. I didn't want to risk dying for a 3rd time. So once you kind of take his shield down, again, just super combine him, and that'll be into the section. Now heading into the final section, the guns that I like to take are a plasma pistol and this sniper rifle. As long as you're efficient with the ammo that you have, the full sniper rifle ammo and the plasma pistol is all that you need. I'm going to exchange for a plasma pistol to has a little more ammo. Highly recommend that. And then we're pretty much ready for the last objective, so we're going to head down to this platform here, and we're just waiting for keys to come down close enough to you to trigger a cutscene. Once he's close enough to you, a cutscene will trigger, and we'll go ahead and skip that cutscene, and then we're on to the final part. So as soon as you spawn in, zoom in with your sniper rifle and 3-shot this elite up here. Make sure your 3rd shot's a headshot, and then we're going to move up the path up to where those kind of elite grunts are, and we're going to use our plasma pistol to take them down. Bursting the plasma pistol is a very efficient way to take out grunts, so that's what we're going to do. We're just going to burst them down and kind of get them off the board, and boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I believe I died also once heading up here, so my timer may have gone up a little bit. But once you get into this room, you need to find the engineer, and 2 sniper shots will take him down. If you're in trouble, just drop your bubble shield, because those elites can take you down pretty quickly. So we've got 2 more elites to deal with in there, and then a major general elite and 2 grunts. So again, plasma burst, you can plasma pistol the grunts down. I got a little distracted because I thought the elite was going to come in, but anyway, take out the grunts with that plasma pistol burst fire, and then we'll use an overcharged shot and a sniper headshot to finish all the elites off. And you could say, well, why don't you use a DMR? Why do you have to use a sniper? Well, it's really because of the fuel rod elite. The fully charged plasma shot doesn't actually take his entire shield down, but a fully charged plasma shot and a headshot with the sniper rifle will kill him every time. So that's why these are the weapons that I like to use going into this final section. Again, if you're having difficulty with that setup and you want to take it a little bit slower, say you have more time to spare, feel free to do that. Once you kill them, you want to head up the stairs here, and that's going to trigger the final sequence, which is to destroy the Covenant cruiser. Although you're going to have to wait like over a minute before you're able to take the shot. You're going to get a cue from your officer to take that shot, but you have time to come down here and grab this health pack if you need it. All right, because if you don't have full health, you run the risk of when you run up to the the MAC gun, when you run up there and to take that final shot, you do run the risk of dying because there's going to be a lot of phantoms up there that are going to be shooting you. So that's the strategy. And you could also risk it. You could get in the MAC gun and try to fight your way throughout this final section, but again, it's safer to just wait on the stairway. We've made it this far in our speed run. The last thing you want to do is risk your entire speed run by going up there and trying to participate in this fight, because you can die pretty quickly from the phantoms on legendary. So again, just kind of hang out on the stairway and wait for your cue. You can kind of peek and see where the cruiser's at if you want, but again, it takes a good minute, minute and a half, I think, I don't know, which is kind of a nightmare when you're trying to get the par time on legendary on this level, because you get here say in 19 minutes and you're just waiting and you don't get par time. So it's very frustrating. But as soon as you get your cue, which is to fire now, you're immediately going to run up there, get into the MAC cannon, and immediately fire at the cruiser, and boom, we've finished it. We're done with our legendary speedrun of Halo Reach to get it under 3 hours. So we've all gotten the Keep Your Foot and the Pedrogas Achievement. I hope you guys have enjoyed this guide. If you found it helpful, feel free to like and subscribe for my channel, and hopefully I'll see you in some future videos.